Hey there, everybody. Dobbin coming to you from the GetUWired cabin headquarters in North Georgia. Real excited to have another edition of Cabin Signal. Today, I am honored to have a very special guest, friend and client, Eric Ducoff from Strategies. I've had the great fortune of working with Eric and his father, Neil, for several years now. In our marketing program here at GetUWired, and I have just been amazed at what they're able to accomplish over at Strategies. I actually had the opportunity to speak at an event that they had here in Atlanta, and it was just an extraordinary time that I met hundreds and hundreds of salon and spa owners from around the country. Strategies specializes in elevating spa and salons across the country into team-based work methodology and helping them to grow their businesses efficiently. And one thing that is really appealing to me, and I know it's going to be appealing to all of you, is that Eric is, from their company, the early adopter of digital marketing and utilizing current and modern technology to propel their business forward, to be able to reach more salon and spa owners that they serve. And it's real exciting to hear about his journey, what they've done, and what they're currently doing. So without further ado, I would love to introduce my friend, Eric Ducoff.
Hey, Dobbin, well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate having me here. Like I said, I apologize that I didn't dress up for you. I guess it's the first day of spring training, so I guess I went with the baseball attire today. So I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, great. Well, baseball attire is fine. You're in baseball attire. I'm sort of in back mountain weird fisherman dude attire. So we're both appropriate, and we're even more so appropriate because of our incredible beard. So it's always an extra special pleasure to have a bearded brother.
Yes, we had to go with the longer camera angle.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, can I mention your band as well? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Eric also is the leader of the Eric Ducoff Band. And so if you get a chance and you go on Apple Music or any of your favorite music repositories, look for the Eric Ducoff Band, and you can hear some of his wonderful craft. He's on my regular playlist when I'm out cruising across the backwoods of North Georgia. I know you'll enjoy it too. So on top of being an incredible business owner, an incredible marketer, he's also an incredible songwriter and musician.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, excellent. So Eric, if we could go backwards in time, time travel. Bearded men tend to be time travelers. Where did your journey into digital marketing with your incredible company Strategies begin? I am assuming, though I think you've mentioned this to me before, that you've really been the catalyst within your company as far as embracing technology and building the tech stacks that you have today. And this goes back a fair bit.
Yeah, so and I'll kind of give you the rundown. You know, I've taught a couple digital marketing classes here for the company, and I'll kind of give you the story of what I've shared whenever we've done those trainings. Where, you know, this company is 26 years old, and our bread and butter is coaching, working one-on-one with companies, but we sell memberships. Those include live events, which is actually kind of where that was our bread and butter for a long time before the coaching company took off. So I've been in charge of marketing here for, you know, I've been at the company. This is I think I'm going into my 25th year here. And, you know, for years and years and years when we had seminars, I would print hundreds of thousands of direct mail pieces a year, send them out, and the phone would ring and we'd fill up classes. Right around the time of the recession, you know, direct mail got more expensive and people weren't traveling, and all of a sudden nothing was working. And so I was kind of floundering, and, you know, I was sending out emails through Constant Contact, and none of my, you know, our point of sale software was in one system and email was in another. And with our coaching, as far as being able to track our coaching clients and our appointments. That was in another software platform. So we were kind of all over the place. Nothing was connected. Nothing was integrated at all. I bought my current house in 2013, and my new neighbor, actually, it was just by chance I knew him. I didn't know I knew him until I moved in. And he owned a small company, and we started talking about marketing, and he started throwing off these names, asking me if I knew these people, and I didn't know any of them, so I started writing them down. And one of them was Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer. And I started following them and just kind of became obsessed. My joke there was I stopped shaving and got so into it. And I kind of went down the rabbit trail with, and I got to give credit to Digital Marketers, kind of where I that's kind of the avenue I followed as far as educating me on what was what. And it just became apparent that it's exactly what I needed to reach people here as far as targeting and it was from, so we started running Facebook ads. I started really getting into the ads manager and business manager and learning how that worked. But then, the more I kind of dug into it, the more I realized I needed to be able to get all of my processes and all of my systems integrated. So I needed to be able to market effectively based on who was buying what, or retarget based on who hadn't bought what yet. To do that, we needed everything in one system. So I had learned about InfusionSoft, and we kind of needed a new website at that point. And I kind of was asking around, and I think I even I contacted InfusionSoft a couple times, and everything kept on and coming back to GetUWired. Those are the guys you need to work with. So that started our long journey together. And I think we you can correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm off base, you can let me know. But I think we gave you guys a pretty substantial task of pushing InfusionSoft to the limits as far as what we needed to do, because it was much more than just using it. We're using it much more from much more than just a marketing tool, and it's basically running our whole company. You guys help us build a tracking system to track our very complex coaching and membership offerings, a system to track and pay our coaches that are all across the country. So we need to keep track of scheduling, not only coaching calls, but they do on-site work and online trainings. So we needed to be able to differentiate and keep track of all that. Keep track of all our coaching clients in there, market to them, but then market all of our services as well. So now we've got 5-6 years later. I think it took us 2 years to build the program with you, because it was constantly a matter of, we think you're done, and then we would think of another scenario that might come up that needed to be addressed. So it was a complicated system, but that's what it entailed, and it was basically me working with Chris and the team over there. So, we basically kind of built a customized platform for us. But we're in a very different space now, and we're set up to basically do anything we want as far as from a digital marketing standpoint, of being able to track who's doing what, and if we need to market to specific segments, we can certainly do that both within our database, but then going out and getting new cold traffic too, and working that way into it. So it's amazing how fast this stuff changes. It kind of seems like once you get done building something, you got to rebuild it or take a different approach. But it's been integral to our company. I mean, and we wouldn't be where we are now without the power that both digital marketing, but then also the functionality that GetUWired help us put together with InfusionSoft to get get that all together. It's been instrumental these past 5-6 years.
Wow, incredible. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Digital Marketer too. So going back to where you were, where you started in all of this, Ryan Dice, I'm real friendly and just admire Marcus Murphy over there. I went down to Austin for an event with them recently, and
Right.
I just hold them in high regard. And you and I have met at their biggest annual conference, which is Traffic and Conversion in San Diego, several years.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We're both down there, both fans, both soaking it up and having a good time. So yeah, I'm a big fan of them. Any of you watching out there, any of our clients or followers on our social media or our Cabin Signal newsletter, absolutely. If you aren't familiar with Digital Marketer and their offerings, their training, their opportunities and their events, check it out. It's golden. And another cool thing about it is, what they provide beyond their curriculum is also a lot of really cool people that are business owners, marketers, and you go to one of their events, there's just all sorts of neat things and neat people to meet. So that's great. With InfusionSoft and building out strategies as far as the operational efficiencies, the email marketing, the segmentation, the e-commerce aspects of it. And so InfusionSoft is a very versatile platform. One thing that I think is helpful with GetUWired is that we have been utilizing it as our operational core for close to 15 years ourselves. So using it for our sales pipelines, for our marketing, for our affiliate tracking, for many, many multiple layers of segmentation and different strategies that we have running through the platform, as well as tracking things like employee efficiency and all sorts of things, which would generally be associated with other types of systems. It's amazing how versatile you can sort of twist and turn and spin things inside of that system to do things that it's maybe not normally meant to do. That's what
and I think we've readily push those boundaries along with you. And it's, I think a lot of people would be surprised how much more you can do with it, that it's not just it's not just automated marketing email, which is probably at the most ground level what somebody might think that program is. But it's just the amount of internal functionality that it does here. I think it's very safe to say we actually use it. We use more horsepower for those functionalities, just in terms of running our company internally, than we do for the marketing. And we use it for marketing a massive amount, but it's just, the bulk of the work that we've done with you guys has been just the tracking and the systems and the internal functionality that make this company run every day.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, we put most of our money through it, everything here at GetUWired.
Yeah.
And it's core and central to.
Yeah, and I'm probably just speaking. I'm sure there's well, I mean, I shouldn't even say this because we unfortunately have clients that aren't in this position yet, but to have everything in your company, if it's possible, all in one system where you're running all of your transactions and all of your transaction history is in there and all of your marketing and your CRM, everything is in there. The power that gives you from a marketing standpoint is just, I don't know how we did it before. I mean, I remember having to do some segmented emails where I would, it would take me a half a day, sometimes a full day of literally hand compiling an Excel file to then upload to Constant Contact to send out to 150 people. just because there was no way to get that information. But now to think the stuff that we can do where, I can, in a couple clicks, I can have Facebook and Instagram ads going out to those people. And it's all based on really intricate behaviors that they have or have not done based on all the information that we have on them. So it's I couldn't imagine having to go back and not have that.
That's great. Let me ask you a question. So this might be really insightful for our viewers. Now, you mentioned that we started working together and then, hey, it was like a couple years down the road. Sometimes when you're talking about project work or vision or anything to do with one's company, you're thinking about, oh, what can I get done this week? What can I get done right now? You're a very educated, I think you understand the technology and have a lot of vision and have always had a lot of vision around what you wanted. But even with being armed with all of that, time, it seems, is part of the equation, that things unfold as you're going through, that you could never, in all your vision, forecast everything that you want to do from the beginning. What do you think about that? Because people, and the reason why I asked this, I'm going to set you up, is because the people that are thinking about embarking on major projects, automating their businesses and all of that, I want them to sort of understand the nature of how this process works for a business owner.
Yeah, so I hope, I hope me saying that earlier didn't make you go, oh, I didn't want him to say that.
No.
But okay, but so yeah, let me put it into perspective. So from a marketer, as a marketer, what drew me to InfusionSoft was the marketing horsepower it has, and being able to integrate that with Facebook and Instagram and targeted email. I used that right away. So and you guys, you built a website that was integrated with InfusionSoft. That was another thing. Before we worked with you guys, we would have to hand enter transactions into our system because it wasn't integrated with our website. That's how archaic we were. But from a marketing standpoint, I was using InfusionSoft right away. What took time, and you alluded to this in your question, we basically called on you guys to build a custom platform, a custom software for us, but within InfusionSoft, and that's just the power of the InfusionSoft platform, that it's so malleable. But I think the point you were trying to make was, when you're looking to build something out of this scope, what I think a lot of people might not take into consideration is how much functionality in the system they might already be using is there that you haven't thought of yet until you get further down the road in the process of building a new one. And that's what took so long, was I didn't want to hand this thing over to our coaches, who a lot of them work off-site. I didn't want to hand them over to them and say, okay, go ahead and use this, and then have a situation where it's like, oh, well, I did this, or the client wanted to do this, and how do we do that? And the system that we've built isn't set up to do it. So we really had to go through this. I guess you can think of it as a discovery process where, okay, this is our giant wish list of what we need the software and the platform to do. And then once we get that built, you kind of go through this either actual testing process, or it's a mental thing where it's, okay, have I thought through of every scenario with this specific functionality? Yes or no? And for a good amount of time, we thought we had everything right, and then we thought of another scenario that we needed to make sure that we buttoned up. And that was just, like I said, it was just a process. It wasn't a fault, or it wasn't any oversight. It was just, I was in charge of this myself, pretty much. I've finally gotten some other people involved here in the company now that they've had some experience with InfusionSoft. But I was the only one using it here for that first year and a half, 2 years. And so I would work with Chris, and it was basically just a matter of, hey, have you guys thought of this? What if we did this? So it was just a lot of asking questions and going through a discovery process to make sure we had covered all the bases. Does that answer your question, or is that valuable?
Yeah, that's really helpful. In 2 years wasn't it was a great answer. It actually is more interesting to me because we have been utilizing, for our company, even though we're an agency that provides InfusionSoft services, we're super users of the system. And we've been utilizing InfusionSoft in its various incarnations since 2008, I believe. And we're still working on it. We're still building things. We're still improving operational efficiencies within the system, and it's ongoing. I mean, another way of looking at it is just talk to my wife. We've been married for over 15 years, and I assure you, I'm a real work in progress. There's constantly, there's constantly tweaks to be made, new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're still finding. I mean, it's I know Chris, our project manager, he's listening to this call right now, and I'm sure he's doing a lot of head nodding. But we still, we come across stuff. I mean, it's damn near every day or every other day where I'm emailing Chris. It's like, hey, we didn't think of this, or can you look into this? And we'll find things that we need to fine tune. The great thing about the system is we can change it. I mean, we're constantly evolving what our offerings are here, and we've got some pretty intricate. We sell memberships, and they include a lot of different things, and a lot of those terms in the memberships are unfortunately a little more fluid than I'd like them to be. So I need to communicate that with Chris and you guys, and it's really great that those adjustments can be made. But it's all a process, and I could have hit the go button earlier than we did with using it. I kind of I said that that 2 year mark, and I think it had to have been 18 months to 2 years. But again, I didn't want to hand it over until we knew it wasn't going to cause more issues. So
yeah. Well, very exciting. I have several questions that are that I'd like to ask. Let me ask you about this. So I've been around your ecosystem, like at your event that was in Atlanta that I was honored to be at, and I've gotten to know several people, and I made friends there that I've stayed in touch with that are your clientele, and they're just really beautiful, amazing people. I had just an extraordinary time. It made me want to go out and open a salon and spa just so that I could be part of the club, close down.
Hey, you're always welcome back.
But this is the thing. So I look around, you have hundreds and hundreds of people at your events. They're all engaged. There's great educational material. There's great fellowship and all sorts of fun stuff going on. How much would you attribute to the ease of automation in regards to their engagement as far as their experience with you? Now, I know your personalities, your programming, and your material, your content is very rich, but getting to that is not always very elegant. It's not always easy. Transactionally, it's not always easy. How important would you say this technology has been to growing your audience since you've really embraced it?
I would say it's been instrumental. It's one of the examples I used to give when I was teaching the digital marketing class here that we did a few times. when there was that kind of that period where direct mail stopped working really well, and so we figured, okay, let's invest in trade shows. So we bought like a $20,000 trade show booth that's been sitting in a crate downstairs for 15 years now, but we used it a couple times, and we would go to trade shows, and you're talking, so we built tens of $1,000s for a booth. All the freightage to get it delivered, union fees, travel, all the you pay for the booth, and we'd be lucky if we came home with a couple sales and 25 emails on a clipboard, so getting new leads and prospects there were some lean years there. Now, whether it's, we can do a webinar, and you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of contacts can come through. We've actually kind of dialed those back the past 6 months or so, but we're probably going to launch them. But it's the webinars. The best scenario for us is to get someone on the phone. That's sort of the bottom of the funnel for us. So the sales process. So, getting someone to download, a cheat sheet or a white paper, then that starts an automated process to, hopefully get on a call or check out another video or whatever. So it's just, having that constant touch point that, some of it's automated, some of it's not, but to know that's running in the background and just have the leads come in has been, it's completely different than it was previously. So, a lot to answer, I don't know if this answers your question, but, I think a lot of the people that are there came through, because they saw a Facebook ad, or, we've got a really active Facebook group. We've got, I think, 13,000 people in there, where, we really, we've got some raving fans in there. But again, we try to send people there by design. Like if they sign up for a webinar, you'll make sure the thank you page says, hey, we look forward to seeing you on Monday. In the meantime, join our Facebook group with 13,000 other people just like you. And they go in there, and there's people raving about what we do. So it's just trying to, the deal. It's trying to use the information and the data that we have to stay in front of people as much as you can. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does. And I've seen firsthand, very successful at what Eric does and what the team does at Strategies. Their followers are raving fans, the ones that I've seen in the flesh and the ones that I've seen online. It's amazing. It's amazing to participate in.
And just to add some other thing, you talked about, like transactionally or even, it can sometimes not be easy to work with an education company just from the sake of travel and expenses too. So, that's a whole nother thing that this has opened up, both the digital realm, and then working with you guys, is we launched a whole online education division a year and a half ago. Right. January it started, January of 2019. So, we're right down the hall from where I am right now. We have a business academy that can hold about 45 people. That we've hosted events there for years, since 2000, I think that opened up. And now, in addition to that, we're doing online classes every single month. You can buy them individually, but the name of the game with memberships, getting that recurring income. So, we sell a membership where at a reduced price, you can get access to live training, and it's got follow-up office hours where people can ask questions. There's a Facebook group for them. It's another way to make our stuff more accessible to them without having to travel. And, you guys helped us set up not only the site, but the membership, the whole membership functionality, all the automated reminders and everything that's all, when this, we just started a session. It started Monday. Last week, I kind of hit the button to publish, there's like 15, 17 emails that go out over the course of the month that are all ready to go. So it's just, I know for the more experienced person that's not such a big deal, but just for those that haven't taken that step yet, that's 17 emails that either we're never going to get sent out, and the client's looking for an invite or missed a session because they weren't reminded, or there's 17 emails that someone had to sit down and remember to literally send out each week or whatever. But now we've got everything's all automated, and it goes. So it's anything we can help to get in front of people easier is the way to go.
Well, you sure do. So between your main event, then you have regional events, then you have events at your headquarters, and then you have online training. So basically at every level, what people's ability are as far as their ability to travel or their financial ability, you really give them a resource to where they can grow into the next stage of relationship with you all. And I think that's incredible. And that's where you see so many success stories, with so many, let's just say, coaching educational companies. A lot of them start at a point that is basically inaccessible to normal human beings with normal monetary constraints. And you all do a really good job of bringing people into the gestalt of your trainings and then elevating them from within. And you can hear that in the stories that people tell, at your events and things that I've witnessed. It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, you think, there's been a lot of discussion about this here, but for we do have those packages that are expensive,
Sure.
and all of our clients are small companies. So yeah, I mean, it can be, it's an investment. It's a large investment. They'll make it back if they do the work. But there's been a lot of discussion here over the years. We always need to make sure that we've got ways for people to get into the ecosystem and start giving them those small wins, so they want to go on and go to the next level. And that can be, from a transactional standpoint, that could be the, buying one online training for the month and then deciding to go to a 4-day class that's $1,600 to $2,100, to then signing a membership contract that's $11,000 to $15,000 a year. Or it could be downloading a free whatever, and then hoping to then get up into a $200 online class. So there always has to be that low level, whether it's a lead magnet or whatever, to get people into some type of entry point wherever they may fit.
Incredible. So my next question for you,
yes,
is we've discussed all the myriad of different things that you have plugged into automation, technology, your own internal operational efficiencies, your marketing, your actual product, everything, with the exception of the live interactions, is really on a digital level. With having this organized in the way that you have it organized, you've been able to, on a administrative level, though you have a lot of people because you have a lot of events and things, but as far as the I imagine this technology has been able to cut down the amount of people that you rely on internally to manage it on a day-to-day basis. Is that true, or is it caused a more need for more people because your success has grown? What's the equation there?
It's probably more, but it's only because we have more stuff that we're offering. And we have more clients than we've had before. So it's more of, yeah, I mean, it's from as far as a process of keeping track of making sure somebody's cards are charged, and making sure that someone that just signed up for a contract to spend $13,000 with us actually gets a call scheduled within the first month. We've had, previously, before, that was one of the things that, the internal things we wanted was, as soon as someone signs a contract, there's like a bazillion emails that go out to the coach and go out to us internally to make sure that that client is greeted and knows that we value them being within the Strategy's membership program, and this is what they're going to get, and let's get a call scheduled right away, and let's get this ball rolling. Because we've had, before we had all this the automated reminders, we had instances where someone would sign up for a very expensive package, and they got assigned a coach who lives in some other state, and 2 months later, we get a call saying, "Hey, you guys have charged my card a couple $1,000s. I haven't had any calls. Cancel this." And we work, as much as as much as this automated stuff is fantastic, it's still a lot of work to get someone to sign up. The sales process is a long one. So you don't want to lose those. So from that standpoint, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's made sure that no balls are dropped. We just, for instance, we just worked in, you guys just help us set up a whole check-in system where, depending on, people sign 12-month contracts. So depending on where they are in the contract, they'll get automated emails with, "Hey, we want to make sure how you're doing. Take the survey, let us know." Then our sales team and the coach also get reminders that, okay, hey, this client is halfway through their contract, or they're coming up for renewal. Make sure you start talking about checking in to see if they want to renew. So with the growth has come a lot more tasks that would be on our plate. So the automation has taken a lot of that off. But we've got more people here just because there's more business. So it definitely, I wouldn't say we've been able to concentrate on different things.
Yeah.
That answers your question. But it's there's so many things that had to have been done manually or weren't being done at all that are now handled, that we don't even see, because it all just runs in the background.
Incredible. I'm a big fan of entities, companies, entrepreneurs that leverage their tech stack and leverage their digital marketing or their systems that they've created to improve their personal touch with their audience. A lot of times it's like, oh, hey man, if I put all this, into the world of digital, then this will all happen automatically and money will come in, and I just need to check my QuickBooks, and I really don't, have to do anything. Ultimately, at the end of the day, especially when you're moving people towards high dollar ticket items, like these coaching programs and everything, the personal touch and the connection and the warmth of the brand and the product, I know for a fact, I don't even need to ask you, it's critical. And to utilize these systems to better hold us accountable to the way that we treat our customers and how we serve them, I just love when I see that in full action, and I see that happening with you guys all the time.
Yeah, and just the scenario I gave you, the fact that one of the greatest things, why it took us so long to do this, I don't know. But yeah, the reminders, just like I said, if somebody has a 12-month contract, to know that we automatically have all these reminders put in place for multiple people to make sure that they reach out and make sure they're getting what they paid for, or, getting what they're paid for, but then also if they have concern and we need to make any changes, to have the touch points built in so that can get done, because it doesn't do anybody any good to have a disgruntled customer that either is going to want to try to get out of a contract, or reluctantly finish it, not get any of the results that we know we can give them, and then not have anything nice to say about you when it's done. We want to not only help our clients better their companies, but create raving fans in the process. And you can't do that. Yeah, I don't care what automation system you have. There has to be the human touch. And that's ultimately, that's what we're selling. I mean, it's the like I said, the biggest thing someone can buy from us is a coaching package where it's we're basically becoming their business partner. So
Right.
it's a very personal relationship that we develop with them.
That's so cool. And you have great coaches. I've become friends with several of them since I participated, and just amazing people that really care for their clients. Let's wrap up, and let me ask you something a little technical, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Hopefully I can answer.
So you were alluding to early on, and even in modern practices, Facebook and Instagram as far as social media marketing, and you talked about like how that integrates with InfusionSoft. Now, this is sort of a loaded question because I know that InfusionSoft as it sits doesn't necessarily integrate very well at all directly with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is there any method or secret or something that's so simple and obvious that you have done to where you've been able to both leverage the power of social media and InfusionSoft's marketing automation platform? Like, how are you getting stuff in there? How does that work?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to go on the record and say I'm not the best. I'm just a student of all this stuff. Even just marketing in general. I mean, it's I still feel like I'm very much at the bottom of the totem pole as far as digital marketing goes. But we all wear many hats, and I do what I can, and I know what I do, and I'm always trying to learn a little bit at a time. To answer your question, I use Sync to CRM, which it's a third party that lets me connect Facebook custom audiences with Facebook, with Instagram, not Instagram, Facebook custom audiences. I can create those from lists within Facebook. InfusionSoft. Let me start again. I could take my tags in InfusionSoft, and I can create custom audiences in Facebook using Sync to CRM. I was using another third-party company that was great, but I was having some technical issues with them where it wasn't updating, and they kept on promising me they were going to fix it, and they did not. And I felt bad because they were good guys, but I finally had to say, I need to leave. So what that allows you to do is, just give a simple example. So I can be running ads on Facebook to a cold audience, or even a warm audience. So I can be running, so let's say I'll go out with a cold audience, and I'm trying to get people to learn more about a seminar that I've got coming up, or live or online training. So I might have a blog post or a video that is talking about the same topic. So I'll run cold ads running the video. Anyone that watches that video, I can then retarget and have another ad going for anyone that watched the video. But for both of those ads, what I have it doing is, if anyone has bought the product that I'm ultimately trying to sell down the pipeline, I can tell Facebook not to send those ads or run those ads to people that have bought it. And it's just a matter of when somebody buys it, they have this tag. And then when I set up the Facebook audiences, it's run to people that have watched this video but have not bought this product. And that's what it does. I know I didn't say that as eloquently as I could, and you're probably like, yeah, I know, but that's ultimately how it is. So I mean, what it does is it allows you to just say, okay, show this video or this ad to people that fit this description but have not bought this product or are not in this list in InfusionSoft. So or not in my InfusionSoft system at all. I'll do that too. So I'll make sure that I'm running to a strictly cold audience. Or it allows me to run, I run ads too that just to my whole database, or just to a select group of people in my list. We've got our team-based pay conference that you spoke at last year. We're going to be kicking the marketing off, in probably a month, little over a month for that. So, I'll be able to run Instagram and Facebook ads to only people that have attended that event in the past. And it can all be done based on tags in InfusionSoft. So, 6 years ago, I would have had 6 different lists or 7 different lists for the 6 or 7 years we've been doing the event. And I would have had to export all those. And then I would have had to find some way to dedupe that list. And then I'd have to then upload that to Constant Contact. Actually, no, I'd have to upload that to Facebook and then start running the ads. But now I can do it in a couple clicks.
So nice and clean, crisp and clean. Yeah, that's cool. The way, with being able to retarget through that methodology. I like the way that you're turning off ads, of course, based on selective criteria, all of that. It's just a lot of creativity that can go into this. And we've certainly leveraged that a lot here on this end as well. It's some really great techniques and opportunities. Well, super cool, Eric. We're really at the top of the hour. I don't know how many people that are watching us are actually salons and spas, but there's a lot of small business owners that will see this. If any of your mastermind groups, any of your business professional groups, or anybody that owns a salon or spa, Eric, how can they find out more? What's a great inroad to Strategies? Going straight to your website, or what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, strategies.com is our URL, so you can go check us out there. You can, if you go to, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Our Instagram is Strategies for Biz, the letter or the numeral 4, so Strategies for Biz, B-I-Z, on Instagram. I think we're just facebook.com/strategies on Facebook. Yeah, go to our website. You can check us out there. We do have, like I said, we've got a very active, we have a whole bunch of Facebook groups, but a lot of them are private, just based on certain programs people might be in. Our biggest one is called the Strategies Salon and Spa Business Idea Exchange. And that one has 13,000 people in it, but you do need to be it's that. Let me tell you, if you're not doing a Facebook group for your company and your industry, you're missing out on just I mean, that group probably is our biggest lead generator, just because we've got raving fans in there that it's just nonstop. I mean, it's a great resource for them to communicate with each other. And while they're doing that, they'll mention systems that we teach, and then someone will say, "Oh, what's that?" And then they'll say, "Oh, you need to reach out to strategies," but we also moderate it. We do a couple things. First of all, we were lucky we got in really, really, really early. I mean, we probably started that Facebook group. I think it might be 10 years old.
Right.
But so it's been doing a long time. But a couple things that we do, we really try to not promote a lot in there as far as hard sales. We will once in a while, and we kind of say that in the guidelines when people join a group, or you'll see us post a promotional thing every once in a while, just for our payment to ourselves for administrating this group, because it's a lot of work.
Right.
We don't allow any third-party promotions in there at all. Like, even if someone posts something to promote something else, it's in the rules that we delete it. We have a little question thing that people have to answer. They answer a couple questions to make sure they're in the industry, because you get a lot of people trying to do third-party stuff. But it's kept it locked down. It's kept it on topic. And we've really tried hard to make it a resource and not just a selling tool, not only for us but for other people. And there's some other big Facebook groups in our industry, but it's just filled with other small consulting companies trying to get people to buy their stuff.
Right.
And there's more posts in there from people selling than actual members buying stuff. So we do as much as we can to keep it on point. And we could do better. I mean, best case scenario, I would have a community manager here that ran that thing full time. We have a couple of us to keep our eye on it, but it's great. It kind of takes care of itself, and as long as we keep the promotional stuff out of there, it's been great. But I guess that's my last tip. If you don't have a Facebook group, man, get on that train right now, because it's an invaluable tool.
Great advice from Eric Ducoff. And as I said, if you have a friend, acquaintance, anybody that's a salon or spa owner, do them a favor, have them check out strategies as well. If you're at your local favorite spa, your local favorite beautician, salon or spa, and you think that, this operation could run a little bit better. Like, I'm not feeling the love exactly like I would expect, or these people don't seem to be getting along in this operation or anything. You could go to that front desk or go to the manager and say, you know what? I had this experience. You guys should really check out strategies. So
thank you, sir. Hey, listen, I appreciate that. And I want to say one last thing too. So since the very beginning of working with you guys, and it's been a long time now, I remember we had there was like I think you guys, and it's been a long time now, but there was like an exploratory call or something that we did when we first got started. Anyone thinking about working with GetUWired, I basically think of you guys as like Chris and Evan, who are the team that I work with at GetUWired. They're basically like on our team, like they're like employees of this company. That's kind of how I look at them. I mean, they know the inner workings of our offerings better than a lot of people that work here. It's just it's because they're helping set it all up. But I mean, they know this company like they work here, and it's to have someone with that type of knowledge and understanding where I can throw out, names of programs, or what's included in this membership, and some of they're pretty complicated. Those guys know it. So it's they can always count on them to do what's right and listen and come up with ideas to help us do things better or fix things we might not have thought of the first time. But I mean, it's like you guys work here, and it's been a great relationship that we greatly value, and we want to keep going as long as we can. it's been fantastic.
Well, that's the greatest compliment that I could get from anybody, and it's very well received coming from you. I hold you in high regard, great respect, great admiration for you on a personal level and professional level. So thank you so much
Likewise.
for joining us. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll be seeing you soon, Eric. Thanks again.
That sounds great. Thank you.